Some things are better left unsaid, but not here. Hello, it's Izzy Santulli, and this is the Not So Silent podcast, where I could have kept my thoughts to myself, but where's the fun in that? Hey guys, welcome back to the Not So Silent podcast with your host, Izzy Santulli. So I feel like I haven't been here in a hot fucking minute, and I have so much to update you guys on. Like, literally, like, I actually miss this so much. Like, this was actually my safe space to just like come here and just talk about shit. And like, I haven't done that in a minute. I'm just so happy to be here. But I have a bunch of notes on my phone as always, so I'm going to dive right in. So I want to talk about the trips that I just recently been on. So I went to LA beginning of July, and I went to LA with my friend Robbie, shout out Robbie. But we went because our management company, they were having like basically an event. They were doing like a rebrand. So now we're Idols and Icons, which is so fucking iconic, may I just say. But yeah, so we went, they were doing a little party there. So me and my friend Robbie, we went a few days before the party and we did like a bunch of stuff. We went to the Tower 28 headquarters. I saw Amy again. I did that last year when I went to LA, and it was so nice meeting Amy. You guys know Tower 28 is like one of my favorite brands ever. So it was so nice seeing Amy again and going into the headquarters. I met with Milk Makeup. It was so nice to meet Jazzy, shout out Jazzy, and just seeing the Milk Makeup headquarters. We had lunch with Sydney from Anastasia Beverly Hills. What else did we do? We did a COSIS boat little tour on Newport Beach. It was honestly an amazing time. The actual event that my management had, it was so good. Like, I literally felt they actually went above and beyond with this event. Like, I actually walked into this event thinking it was an influencer event. It literally was set up like an influencer event. There was like waiters coming to us with like little finger foods like influencer events have. I'm like, you guys actually ate this shit up so fucking hard. And it was so nice just like seeing my manager, because my manager doesn't live in Toronto. She lives in Montreal. So it was just nice seeing like my managers and just like everyone that like has contributed to my success and just celebrating together, because I have been with this management for over 2 years now, probably a little bit longer. I was there from the beginning. So I was there when there was not a lot of managers, when it was just like, I'm pretty sure just my manager. And just being here as an influencer and just watching, you know, them grow so big, it's beautiful to see. And yeah, just celebrating that with them, like the whole rebrand. It was so fun. Honestly, I was nervous walking into it, so I went straight to the open bar that they had, because I'm going straight to the open bar. And also, like, it's scary meeting influencers that you see online, and then like you know, like you're going into this event, you're gonna see them in person, so you're gonna have to talk to them. So I was having anxiety a little bit, so like I went straight to the open bar, and then I got like really drunk, like 2020 Izzy drunk. Like, I used to go to the club all the time, like years ago. I literally got 2020 Izzy drunk, and I remember I fell on the floor. I remember people were telling me things that I was doing at this party that I do not remember. Like, there was a bouncer or a security guard. He basically had a list of names at the front and basically was checking people in. Apparently he was talking to me and flirting with me. I have no recollection of that, like, at all. And apparently I was like on my way to the bathroom and like he was in front of me or something. Apparently I squeezed his ass. And I don't remember that at all. And I'm like, babe, are you sure? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, I do not remember that at all. And then I went to the bathroom with one of my friends, and she was also wasted as well. And she was like, quote unquote, helping me. I go to the washroom. I'm like throwing up, like in the toilet. And then I end up falling asleep on the toilet. Again, 2020 Izzy. This is literally what 2020 Izzy was doing every fucking weekend. So I reclaimed her that night. I really did. So I was sleeping on the toilet for, I think, about an hour. People started to realize that I was missing in action. And then my friend Robbie, like my friend Victoria, they were all calling me. Like, they were like, hello, like, where the fuck are you? And then like people tried to like get me up and then like put me in an Uber. And I don't even remember, like, my friend Robbie was also drunk as fuck too. We talk about it all the time. We do not remember, because we were sharing a hotel room. We do not remember how the fuck we got to the hotel, went up the elevator, got into our room and went to bed. Like, I do not remember it at all. The only thing I do remember that Robbie told me that night, he was like, I was talking to you. Oh, also when I got back into the hotel room, also was throwing up. Like, it was just like, it was crazy. And he was like, I was talking to you and everything. I was asking you were saying no. Like he was like, do you want food? Do you want water? I was saying no, no, no. Again, on the toilet, like half conscious, half fucking passed out. And then he randomly, he's like, do you want to go to heaven? And I was like, yes, please, please. He started getting scared. He's like, wait, what? And I'm like, yes, please, I want heaven. And then apparently he would like check on me like every hour in my sleep to make sure I was still like breathing because he was scared. But that was LA. Besides that whole throwing up incident, like I had the best time. It was, again, so nice to celebrate with the people that I genuinely love so much. People that I like literally are my family and have contributed so much to my success. So it was so fun. And then a week ago, I went to Miami. I'm out here in Miami. I went to Miami and I haven't been to Miami in a while. Last time I was in Miami was like a few years ago. I think like with my ex, but like a few years ago. And one thing about Miami that I will say is like, I don't know if I like it there. Like the weather there is just so hot. It's so humid, which like irritates me to the max. And I just feel like people are kind of like they will stare at you there. Like they will stare and like they won't care. Or like they do not care. Like they will literally stare at you like this. Like they don't care. But I want to tell you guys a story of this guy that I met in Miami. So we went to this super touristy spot in Miami that I'm obviously not going to mention. But it was like a restaurant. We were eating there, whatever. And then I wanted to know where the bathroom was after dinner. So I made it a mission to find him and ask him where the bathroom was because I spotted him right when I walked into the restaurant. I'm like, okay, he's fine. He's fine. So I was like, I found him and I was like, hey, like, where is the bathroom? You know? And then he was with his other really cute friend. And I will say this, the men in Miami, there are beautiful men in Miami. I will say that. But, yeah, so he's like, oh yeah, the bathroom was just over there. I'm like, okay. So I go to the bathroom, whatever. I'm like doing my thing. The bathroom ends up being super nice. I'm like, okay, I need to take pictures here, the fuck. And then he like follows me to the bathroom, not like inside the actual bathroom, but like outside the bathroom where I was taking pictures. And he was just staring at me. I remember I was taking pictures of my friend and he was just literally dead ass staring into my eyes. I'm like, okay. And then, you know, when like we give the guys the eyes, yeah, I was giving him the eyes, you know, like, you know, I was giving him the eyes. And then he didn't end up like coming up to me or saying anything to me. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's like not interested. I don't know. And then right before I literally left the bathroom, he's like, hey, like, can you hold on? Like, I want to get your contact information before you leave. Like, you're the most beautiful girl I've seen, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh, like, okay. He was asking me where I'm from, all that stuff. He said that a cheesy line. He's like, oh, now you have a reason to come back to Miami. And I'm like, all right. But I was like, okay, like, he's cute, whatever. I gave him my Instagram, which I hate giving men my Instagram because they see the 50,000 followers and then they're like, wait, what? Like, I just don't want to have that number because then, I don't know. I honestly, I think about like starting a personal Instagram to give people so they don't just see my like, you know, status, quote unquote status or like followers right off the bat and like think something or like, you know, you never know people's real intentions. So like, I don't know. I just hate giving men my Instagram. But whatever, I gave him my Instagram, whatever it was. And then he messaged me the next day. He was like, oh, like, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, well, I'm out on the town. And then he's like, well, I'm going to be done work around 2:00 if you want to hang out. And I'm like, sir, like, I'm going to be in bed at that time. Like, I was not in Miami to party. Like, I went to Miami with L'Oreal for a brand trip. So, like, I extended my trip a little bit. But again, I'm not there to, like, club and party. Like, I just wanted to see Miami for what it was. And I was like, listen, I'm not going to be awake probably. Like I'm going to be with my friend. He's like, oh, can you just leave your friend? I'm like, what? No, I'm not leaving anyone. And then he was just like, I think I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it or something like that. And then he didn't answer me for like that night. And then the day after. And then yesterday I was like thinking about him like, I'm like, I wonder, like I have a feeling that he unfollowed me. And then I go and then he actually unfollowed me. And I was like, okay, this guy just wanted like something, you know, a quick little, you know? And then I was scrolling through his Instagram and I see that he has a kid. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Let's fucking go. I was just like, okay, on to the next. But I also like everywhere I go, this might be like a toxic trait, I don't know. But everywhere I go, I change my Hinge location to that location. Like when I was in LA, I changed it to like West Hollywood, which is like a little thing city in LA, I don't know. And then Miami, same thing. I changed it to like wherever I was staying in Miami to get Miami people. But it's fun. I just want to see what the freak is out there. What the freak is up, guys? Sorry to interrupt in the middle of your episode, but I want to let you know I've done something for my day one supporters. I'm wearing it right now. Yes, Not So Silent hoodies are available. Guys, I made a limited quantity of these sweaters. There are not a lot of them. If I ever see someone like, I feel like outside wearing these sweaters, I will literally kiss you. Like, that is crazy to me. Link in the description. And I love you guys. Bye. LA men are even worse. Like, LA men are crazy. This one guy called me a fat B word because I didn't invite him to my hotel room to sleep with me. So yeah, LA men are, they're interesting. But after Miami with L'Oreal, honestly, that was supposed to be the end. And then my friend Robbie, he loves Beyonce. He was like, Beyonce's doing her last show in Vegas. Like, do you want to go to Vegas right after Miami? And I was like, babe, I'm never going to say no to a good time. So we go to Vegas spontaneously. We go to see the Beyonce concert, and it was the best concert ever. She brought out Destiny's Child, and I was like, what the freak is happening? Like, it was the most iconic thing ever. And the only thing that I will say about Vegas is where we were staying was a little bit sus. The hotel was Excalibur, if you guys know what that hotel is. It was like, okay, first of all, it smelled like mold and cheese in our hotel room. And we were like looking up like if there's any like ghost stories, and why did a list of ghost stories pop up? Like, we were asking ChatGPT, a list of ghost stories pop up, and Robbie loves that shit. So he's reading this shit to me. And I'm like, please don't tell me this stuff. Like, we are staying here for a couple of days. Do not tell me this stuff. He continues to tell me. And apparently there was like, I don't know, there hasn't been like a murder there, but there's been like sightings of paranormal stuff, like especially on a certain floor. I don't know. I was freaking out. I got woken up at 3:30 in the morning one night, and I was like, well, the ghost is in my room. I literally went in Robbie's bed, and I was like, I need to sleep with you because I can't do this right now. The Vegas hotel was a little bit weird, but besides that, Vegas was cool. Honestly, the list, like where I would rather go again, LA will always be my number one. There's just something about LA that like, whenever I'm there, I just feel so good. Like, I feel like myself, and I feel like free. It's a very freeing feeling that I don't feel here in Toronto or in Miami or in Vegas. Like, it's just different over there. And I don't know how else to explain it, but to be like, you need to go there and you need to feel that for yourself, especially if you are someone that is like in the entertainment industry or you do content. Like, it's just different over there. I feel like I'm actually like, content creating is actually a job there. When I'm doing it here, I'm like, I feel like people look at me like I'm a little bit weird. I don't know. But yeah, so the trips were really, really good. I would say I honestly would rank Miami last. Like, LA, Vegas, Miami. And like, I don't know why. I just feel like Miami is a very party place. Unless you're like staying in like Brickell or something, which is like super expensive, which I didn't explore much enough to like really see it. I went there, I think, once, but I don't know. I think I've also seen a lot of LA, which is why I'm a little bit more biased. I've been to LA the most, but Vegas I also love too. Vegas is a vibe in itself, and like I would love to go there again for like a weekend. I would say that I would rather go to Vegas and like do a party weekend trip with my girls than like go to Miami for the weekend and do like a party thing. I don't know. Miami's just like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know why I feel like that, but yeah, I definitely want to go back to Vegas. Me and Robbie were talking about it. We're like, okay, we need to like go back to Vegas properly this time, stay at a nice hotel, and like do like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back the Sunday or even like the Monday morning and just do like a whole weekend there of like partying. Like, you know, we rally. But I don't know, because I'm like I haven't been in the party mood, and it's just because I've been like super just like drained with like, it's a good feeling of being drained though, because I'm doing everything that I wished and dreamt of, like going on these trips with brands, like traveling all the time. Like all of July I've been traveling, and like I used to dream of saying that shit. Like I used to see influencers doing that. I'm like, holy shit, like your life is incredible. And now I'm actually living that life myself. So me saying that I'm drained is, I love it because I'm doing everything I wanted to do, but it is very draining. Like just this whole my whole life is very draining in the best way possible. And I've honestly felt it a little bit hard to find a balance in like work and like pleasure. I almost like feel like work is taking up a lot of my life. But again, like I also like don't mind that because I love what I do so much that it doesn't even feel like work. So when people say like you need to find a balance, I'm like, babe, but I like love this shit. Like I am drained, yes. I am tired, yes. But like I'm loving it way too much that like I don't want to stop. And I feel like I'm at this like spot in my career where like I'm like growing and I don't want to like stop that. Like why would I pause that to keep a balance in between things when I can just like hustle even harder and like get to where I want to be even faster type of thing. Like I feel like I can relax when I'm like 40. Like I don't need to be relaxing right now. Like right now is when I can grind and hustle and do the things that I want to do. I don't know, that's just my opinion. But yeah, the trips were insane. It was so nice and refreshing to be out of Toronto. Y'all, I want to move. Like I'm telling you right now, every time I leave Toronto and I come back, I'm like, I need to get out of here. Like, it's not even that it's that bad. It's just like when you are exposed to other things and other places and other environments, it just makes you want 10 times more than what you have. And that's just like how the human brain works. So like just going to like LA and Miami and Vegas, I'm like, I need to move to one of these fucking spots. Like I am obsessed with it. And yeah, I don't see myself living in Toronto. I never have. I've always seen myself, even as a kid, moving to somewhere either with a beach, like close access to a beach or palm trees or somewhere that's just nice and warm all year round, something very different than Toronto. And I feel like every time I sit in this spot, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to making that decision. It is a process getting like a work visa and stuff like that. But I do think I'm going to start that process very soon. I really think so because this is something I really want. And I just feel like I'm going to really love it. I love being independent and I love doing things. I love doing crazy things like that. Like I feel like to some people, like getting up and moving to a whole other country is like crazy. But like to me, it's like that shit excites me. Like I would love to do that. And I would love for that to be a part of my story and to take you guys with me and show you guys how I'm like adapting to a new country and like that this shit, like this whole thing of influencing can make you get up and fucking move to another country. And I feel like it's just like, it's calling me. Like, you know, when something is just like, it's so on your mind that I'm like, okay, I fucking have to do it. It's one of those things. So I am going to do it. I know I am going to do it. I don't know where exactly I want to move yet because I'm so indecisive. And like, there's pros and cons to LA. There's pros and cons to Miami. There's pros and cons to Vegas. There's pros and cons to a lot of places. I definitely have to do more research, but I know for a fact I don't want to be in Canada just because with what it is that I do, it's better in the States, guys. Like I have talked to so many US influencers and not for nothing, the amount of money that they make over there and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's making about money. It's not just about money, but when you're hearing the money that these people are making, I'm like, holy shit, like girl, like I need to get on that. Like why wouldn't I, if I have the ability to move and actually do something where I can better my career, you know? So that's where my mind is on this right now. And just like with events are just so, no shade to like any Canadian brands or Canadian, you know, we love y'all. We love y'all. Send me over some brand deals, you know? But I'm just saying, they just do it so good over there. Like, for example, in LA, I got invited to a rare beauty event. Oh my God, let me just fucking talk about this rare beauty event for a second. I got invited to this rare beauty event and it was in fucking Malibu, okay? And I've never been to Malibu before. Stunning location. Like, if I could move to Malibu, I would. I think it's like an arm and a leg. But like Malibu is stunning. It's like the water's right there. It's gorgeous. The only thing is that it is a little bit, the weather in LA, I personally love it. It gets chilly at night and then during the day it's nice and warm, but it's not like a humidity type of warmth where we have here in Toronto or Miami where it's like sticky and you feel gross and your hair puffs up. It's like a good heat. It's like a dry heat, which is another reason why I love Miami so much. But this event, it was a little bit chilly, but it was literally at Nobu. It was at Nobu in Malibu. Okay? That is enough to tell you that this event was fucking incredible. I've never been to Nobu before, never been to Malibu before. So it was my first time at both of these. And oh my God, rare beauty events even here in Toronto are great. But this event was just next level. There was a table. There was so many influencers. I saw Jaclyn Hill, excuse me. She came up to me and Robbie and she was like, hey, I love your videos. I'm like, babe, what the fuck are you on? Because I love you. Like, she has been the OG influencer from how long ago? Like, she has been doing this for years on YouTube. I used to watch her videos all the time as a kid, and I was like, babe, the fact that you're standing here saying that I made you buy a lot of products from my silent reviews, like, she said that to me. I'm like, that's just insane to me that I've gotten on that side of like the world, I guess. I don't know. It's just so weird. It's fucking mind-boggling to me, and it always will be. But she was so sweet, and she looked so fucking good in Snatch. I was like, girl, you look so good. And then I was, honestly, all the LA influencers, they were like laughing at like me and like Robbie, not at us, but like at the jokes we were saying, because like, I don't know, they're like, oh my God, you guys are so funny. Like, the Canadians are so funny. And it was just like a thing. Like, they were like, yeah, the Canadians are so funny. But the LA influencers there, they were actually really nice. And literally randomly, Selena Gomez walks in, okay? And then I remember Robbie's like, I wonder if she's gonna come. I'm like, no, babe. Like, they would tell us beforehand if Selena Gomez is gonna come. I met her once before. They told us she was gonna be there. They did not tell us that Selena was going to be here. And I was like, she just randomly walks in. Everyone's silent. And then I'm like, I look over and she's walking and sitting on a fucking chair on this long ass table with all of us. And I'm like, there's no way Selena Gomez is here right now. And this is the thing with me. I'm not about to fangirl. I've never been like a super fan. Like, oh my God, like, you know, love you, love you. Obviously, I've grown up watching Selena Gomez. It's just shocking to me that, like, I guess it's shocking because, like, in Canada, we don't get that stuff. She doesn't just walk into events. In LA, it's definitely more common because all of the LA influencers were more like, you know, hey girl. And me and Robbie and like Maya, we were just like, oh, what the fuck? Like, Selena Gomez is here, because we don't see that. Like, this is crazy. They probably see her all the time at these rare beauty events, but we don't see that, you know? So it was definitely crazy. The rare beauty team actually pulled us aside to take a picture with her because they knew we like flew in from Canada and stuff. So that was very, very nice of them. I love the rare beauty team. They are actually the best and the sweetest. So shout out to you guys. But honestly, by far the best event I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of events. This event, Rare Beauty, Malibu, and like Nobu in Malibu, was incredible. I just had to say that. I posted pictures of it on my Instagram, so go and look it if you haven't. But I wanted to get into a little bit of like dating updates. I told the story about this one guy that I went on a date with, and it went like kind of viral, and like everyone was just like, what the fuck? So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of the full story. So I met this guy at like a day party, and usually I don't go out with guys that I meet at like clubs or parties or anything like that, but he had potential. He was so nice, and like he opened the Uber car door for me. And I feel like, yeah, that's the bare minimum, but like I've never gotten that. So I'm like, okay, like he has potential. Clearly I was very wrong. And then also like after the club, we were sitting down and we were talking, and he seemed like a nice person, and like, I don't know, he just seemed cool. So I'm like, I'm gonna give him a chance. So whatever, he ends up texting me and he's like, we should like go out and do this. He plans the whole day, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. He has a plan. And then the day of, we had to switch the plans because it ended up being a really hot day in Toronto. There was like a heat warning. So the original plan was like walking. I'm like, babe, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be walking. If you wanna see me disheveled, like I'm gonna be sweating, I'm not walking. So we're gonna be sitting. So can we please change these plans? And he was like, yeah, whatever. We changed the plans. And then he comes to pick me up. I told him to pick me up at this like little cafe, because I'm not giving him my address. And my mom literally came with me. My mom came with me, and she's like, I'm like, Mom, why are you, like she came in the cafe with me. Like she dropped me off and then came in the cafe with me to wait for him. And then I'm like, Mom, you need to fucking leave. Like, why are you here? And then she's like, no, like I need to see who this is. And I'm like, bro. And then whatever, I'm like, what if he comes in? I literally told her, I'm like, if he comes into this cafe, don't like say hello to him. Like, just like, don't be weird, Mom. Like, it's one of those, like, don't be weird. So whatever, he comes to pick me up. He's like a little bit late, which I'm like, I don't look into, because like, girl, I've been late. We've all been late, whatever. It's not a big deal. He comes and he like stands outside the car door. I go out, he opens the car door for me. It's fine. And then right before we start going to where we were supposed to go, he's like, I gotta make a pit stop real quick. I'm like, oh, okay, like, cool. He pulls up to a fast food chain restaurant and he's like, I'll be right back. And I'm like, okay. Okay. Goes in, okay, and then comes back out. And he's like, sorry, I had to get myself a sandwich real quick. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean sandwich? Whatever. I didn't think much of it. I'm like, okay, maybe he's hungry, but girl, I was hungry too. Like I didn't eat before this. Like our plan included like little snack foods. Like, you know, I don't want to say the date because I don't want to like expose the situation in him. But the date included food, okay? Not like full course meals, but it included food. But so I didn't eat before, neither did he. So if you're getting a sandwich, like, shouldn't you at least offer me a sandwich or something? Like, I was just like, this is crazy. Whatever. So he gets his stupid sandwich, and then he's like, oh, I have something for you. I'm like, all right. And then he pulls out like a Ziploc bag from like his pocket or something, and it had like roses. But not like roses that were attached to the stem, babe. Roses that were cut at the stem in a Ziploc plastic bag. He's like, here, I got this for you. And I'm like, oh. He's like, sorry, it's in a plastic Ziploc bag. I just cut it from my garden today. I'd rather you have gotten me soil from your garden. I'd rather you have gotten me bring your shovel from your garden. Why are you bringing me roses that are uncut at this? Babe, I didn't even know what to do with them. I stuffed them in my YSL bag. Like, what am I supposed to? I put one in my hair to be cute. I don't know. But whatever, we did the date. The date was just like, it was so very unplanned. Like, we stopped at like a bunch of different spots. I was with this guy for probably over 5 hours. Like, it was just like insane. And then he was saying, I can treat you like a princess, all this stuff. I'm like, right. Sure. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, the date ended. When the date ended, he tried to lean in for a kiss. And I was like, he literally went like this. I was like, this. Like, I literally gave him my cheek. And I'm like, I don't kiss on the first date. He's like, well, at least I got a second date. I'm like, sure, that's what you think. I told my parents this story, guys. My dad was in shock. Like, my dad is very much like I'm the only child and I'm his only daughter. So he's very like, you know, so I told him this story. He's like, you're joking, right? Like, and I'm like, no, I'm not joking. He's like, he was baffled. This man, he always is talking. He's a yapper. I saw him baffled. Like, he was like, who is this guy? Where did you meet him? What is his name? All this stuff. Even my mom was baffled too. My mom was laughing. My dad was more like actually concerned. He's like, where did you find this fucking person? You know? But besides that crazy encounter, obviously I never spoke to him again. Ever again. I like removed him from all of my socials, blocked him, everything. Besides that, I met like 2 other guys on Hinge. I went out with this one guy. He was super cool. It was like a chill date. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. Like, it was okay. I didn't feel like it was fun, but it was like, you know, it was like whatever. He hasn't like texted me. Like, we don't text really anymore. So like, I don't know where his head is at. And I don't know, like, I don't know. I just feel like I've also been super busy that I can't keep like track of like what I'm saying to like one person and what I'm saying to the next. Like, there's so much happening. So I don't know what's happening with him, but the recent guy that I went on a bowling date with that you guys want updates on. So I gave updates. It actually went really well. He's so cool and like he's older, which love that. But it was a really good date. Like, it was a really good date. I love his like mindset and just like how he is. I just don't know like if I like am fully, you know, when you like are not fully attracted to someone, like I just wasn't. Like, I was just like, there's something off about you. And maybe it's because I'm just into toxic, stupid men. Maybe that's why. But like, he was like far from toxic. Like, he was so nice. Like, he was just great. Like, he was actually great. Probably the best date that I had out of all of these. But yeah, it was really freaking good. I think he's going to ask me on a second one because he was like, he's very like persistent too. He's like, let me know when you're back. We can go on our date. I already have an idea for our next date. And I like that. Like, I love that you have an idea of what we're going to do next. Like, thank you finally, like the universe is listening to me. A man is making plans, like actual plans for once. So will I go on a second date with him? I think absolutely. I feel like he deserves it. And I had a lot of fun on the first date, so why wouldn't I go on the second date? I feel like the second date for me is really gonna be like, okay, let's figure out if I am attracted to him. Let's figure out if I can see myself with this person, which like also like, I don't want to date. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship. Like, I feel like right now I'm dating to date. Like, I don't think I'm dating right now to find my person. So, yeah. And I say that for a lot of reasons because I was in a really long-term relationship a few years ago. Like, I want to really embrace my single life as much as I can, like, and have that freedom. And I just feel like with everything happening, like I've talked about this before, everything happening in my career right now, I don't think I can give someone my 100%. Like, and that's not fair to them. So I'm just not in a spot where I can be in a committed relationship. And that's fine. So I'm just dating to see what I like and dating to see what I fuck with and what I don't fuck with. And bitch, we fucking know now. No uncut roses in a plastic bag. Oh, I forgot the best part also. When we got to our location where he didn't pay for parking because he's like, I'm not paying for this expensive parking. I'm like, who is this person and how did I find him, right? And then he's like, oh, I forgot about my sandwich. I have to eat it quick. Eats it in front of me. I'm literally looking out the window like this. I'm literally looking out the window. Mind you, I look at him. I'm like, is it good? Actually, in genuine, like, I'm asking him, is it good? And he's like, yeah, it's actually really good. And I'm like, right. And then the thing is that I didn't know, like, that this was really bad until I got home and told my friends about all this. They were in shock and, like, their jaws were on the ground. They're like, Izzy, this is not normal. And I'm like, wait, this is not normal. Like, this is so far from normal. This is actually bad. Like, this was a bad date. So, but it's so funny. I tell everyone now and they're like, what the fuck? It's so funny. But, yeah. And then also, like, okay, I talked about this before, but like my old situationship, guys, he's back in the picture. Unfortunately, he's back in the picture. And, well, he's back in the picture, but actually not back in the picture because, okay, he was back in the picture for a split second because at first, like, I stopped talking to him and everything. I basically cut him off. And then I had like a moment of weakness. Okay, where I literally FaceTimed him out of nowhere and he answered and he's like, hello. And I'm like, hi, I miss you. Like, let's go back to being friends. I'm stupid. Okay? And then I think I did that for multiple reasons. I think a part of me did miss the friendship that we had, but I think also a part of me missed having someone there. Awareness! But, yeah, so he's like kind of back in the picture, not really. So with him, like he's just I feel like I could talk about him for a whole other episode, but you know what? We're not going to do that. With him, it's just like very weird because like he is the second person that I had a genuine like connection with after my ex. Like with him, it felt like a relationship. So obviously it's very hard to let that go, especially when they are the ones that are insinuating for them to be in your life. It's very hard for you to stand on your ground and stand on your boundaries and be like, listen, you are not good for me. I am not good for you. We need to go our separate ways. It's very hard to do that. It's easier when like the fucking other person's ghosting you. Like with my ex, like he kind of like ghosted me. It was easier that way. And this way, like he's like, you know, it's just hard. It's fucking hard. But yeah, I think I also like let him in again because I'm like, what if he's changed? And like I've realized that like I don't think he's changed. Although he keeps saying that he's changed, but he hasn't. And I will say though, I'm very proud of myself. I didn't do anything with him. No kiss, no hookup, nothing. Zilch, nothing. And I'm so proud of myself because there were so many times that like I texted him to like pick me up when I was like drunk after the club or something. And like, it was literally the universe saving me. Cause I already know if I were to do anything with him, if I hooked up with him, I would have been a mess. I would have been a fucking disaster. I was crying over him in Vegas. And I was telling my friends about it and they're like, you're in Vegas. Why are you crying over someone? And I'm like, I don't know. And I was talking to Robbie about it and he's like, you guys just need to go your separate ways. You guys clearly have history there. You guys clearly were more than just like a hookup. You guys, this is not going to work. She's like, Robbie's like, you guys both have ego. You guys both have egos. And you guys just never want to admit that there's something there and it's never going to work. Like, you already went through the path of like, do we date? Do we not date? Like, we're not dating. So like, what is the point? And like, even when I do find someone in the future, I'm going to have to cut him off anyways. We're going to have to cut each other off because obviously, like, I've hooked up with him. I'm not going to keep him in my life when I'm talking to my new boyfriend or someone new that I'm interested in. I'm not going to have that connection lingering in the background. So my thing is like, what is really the point? Can you actually be friends with someone that you've hooked up with? Like, I just don't think so. I don't think so. And I just need to let go. I've started distancing myself a little bit more and more and more, which it sucks because like, obviously I want to hook up again. Unfortunately, I want to hook up again. Like, I want a feeling of like connection with someone, and he's the easiest person to, because we already know each other like that. We already know each other like that. We've been with each other like that. We know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just easier when you have done it with someone already. It's just easier to just do it with that same person because you've already done it, instead of going to a whole new person, getting to know a whole new person, and like, you don't know how they run down there. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's another thing that I've just been trying to like balance right now, but it's getting easier as the days go on. Like, I'm starting to be distant. I'm starting to like distance myself a little bit and just focus on me and not let him and his behaviors and his responses run my moods, you know? So that's where we're at right now with the dating. And I have a lot of questions from you guys, like a lot of questions. I'm going to pick like a few and then we're going to go from there. But, okay. First question. What's your experience with dating apps? Do you think they make it easier or harder to find a genuine connection? Have you ever had a catfish experience? I've never had a catfish experience. Dating apps. I don't know. I feel like dating apps, I don't know with dating apps, to be honest. Like, I feel like they do definitely work because I have so many friends that literally have found their husbands from like Hinge and like dating apps. So I'm like, clearly there are genuine connections. There are genuine people on here trying to actually look for love, trying to look for a connection. But it's also a spot where people just want to fuck. Like, it's both. Like, it's literally both. I think it's definitely maybe easier than finding someone organically nowadays because everyone is just on social media. Everyone is just doing their own thing. And like, for example, me, I don't have time to really like go, like when I go out, it's for work events usually. And like at my work events, it's makeup. So the only men I'm seeing are gay men. So like, I don't really meet anyone organically unless it's like super random, like at a restaurant or something, which I don't even go to because I'm just working all the time. So for me, I feel like dating apps do make it a little bit easier to like talk to people. But it could also make it harder too because you don't really, I don't know. I just don't trust people on dating apps fully, even though I'm on a dating app. I don't know with that question. But next question, why is it important to set boundaries in relationships? How do you communicate your boundaries with someone you like? It's very important to set boundaries in relationships because you need to like not be a pushover because people are going to take advantage of you and they're going to test your limits. So you have to be straight up with them and be like, listen, like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I don't fuck with this. So if this is how you are, I'm good to not go on a second date, or I'm good to not even go on a date at all. And you have to be upfront with people because, again, like I said, you don't want to be a pushover, especially like something that I used to do is like, if I didn't feel like doing something like intimately, I wouldn't voice that. Like, I would just be like I just wouldn't say anything. And then after the whole situation, I'd be like, oh, like I like regret doing that because like I didn't even want to do it. And I didn't even say that I didn't want to do it. So it's very important to be like, listen, I'm not, having sex. I'm not doing this. If that's what you're into, cool. Cause I'm not into that. Like, it's very important to set those boundaries. So then it also gives you some ease. So then when you see this person, there's no like expectations or like, oh, like he might hit on me or he might try to kiss me or he might do this. All the guys that I go on a date on, they know that I don't kiss on the first date. So I'm going into the date with ease. Like, I'm like, he's not even going to try. He's not even going to try to do, like, I am good. You know what I mean? So it is very, very important. And also, like, you need to stand up for what you believe in and your beliefs and your boundaries. And that's called self-respect. So you need to do that. Let me see some other questions. What's your type in men? Okay. I've talked about this before. I love a tall man. Tall, dark, and handsome. I would say, like, it's stupid, but like tall, dark, and handsome. A good like body, like fit, like, and just like nice, like a nice human being. Like, I would love someone, like, when I look at myself and who my partner would be in the future, like, I would love someone outgoing, but also like not outgoing, like a middle ground. Like, I need a little bit of a middle ground. Like, you need to be outgoing. Like, if I want to like go to like this fucking party or something randomly, like, I want you to be down for that. But then also, like, if I'm just trying to stay in, like, I also want you to be down for that too, you know? Like, so that's definitely what I want. I definitely want someone that's funny. It's going to be hard to be funnier than me, but like, you know, someone funny, you know, and someone that loves, like, I love like touch. Like, I want you to touch me, like have a hand on me, like something, you know, like those are like little things. I don't know. So a lot of people are asking about my date update about the bowling guy, which I did on my TikTok, and yeah, it was good. It was really, really good. I'm probably gonna go on a second date, so you guys will see a video on that when I'm getting ready for the second date. What was the hardest lesson you had to learn about dating? That not everyone is going to be your cup of tea, and not every date you go on is going to be good. Like, you should actually have zero expectations with going on dates. Like, you should not expect one thing. Because men and people will surprise you. But then actually, like, on the contrary, you should have expectations, because if you don't have expectations, like, how are you going to know what you fuck with and what you don't fuck with? So I don't know. Dating is like kind of like an experimental thing, but yeah, like, people are you're going to meet a lot of people that don't think the way you do, and that just weird you out. And it's like, how are you thinking this way? Like, you just don't see eye to eye, and that's like totally fine. It's just the difference in people. Someone said, why do we care so much about what people think of us? I think all human beings like crave validation from others, and I think that is why we care so much about what other people think. But like, once you kind of get past that point and build up your self-respect and self-love for yourself, you like realize that you don't really give a fuck about what people think about you. Like, I could give a fuck less, and that's because like I know who I am, and I know my worth, and I know that there's gonna be people that love me, and there's gonna be people that fucking hate me, and that's just how the world works. You're not gonna find an audience or a group of people that are going to love you. Like, for example, TikTok, Instagram, there's so many people like you guys that love me, that watch me, that support me. And there's people that cannot stand me, So you just have to really know who the fuck you are. You have to know you're that bitch. And you will stop caring about what people think about you. You will stop caring about, oh, I wonder if this person is talking about this because I posted this. Who gives a fuck? Or do you really want to be on your deathbed and be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I didn't start my influencer or content creator career because I was scared of what so-and-so was thinking about me? No, you don't want to end with any regrets. So that's what I always think about. Like, why would I want to let someone else control my life? Why the fuck would I do that? Why would I give that energy to someone else, you know? That's what I think about that question. But someone asked, how do you keep up with posting? What apps do you use to edit? So keeping up with posting is definitely hard. It is my full-time job though, so I do take it very seriously. I do treat it like a full-time job. What I do is I usually batch my content. So I will film 3, 4, 5, 6 videos in one day, take the next day to edit all those. So I'll have a bunch of content ready for me to post. Just so, for example, if things pop up the other days, like events or like other things or like campaigns I need to film, I have my organic content ready and edited to just post. So that is how it's honestly been such a huge help. I do not film every day because that is very, very difficult and a lot. I use, so what I've started to use to edit is my back camera. I use 4K and 60 frames per second, I believe. And my content is crisp, so good. I use also my vanity lighting as well. So that's what the light comes through. Like it's my vanity that I got from IKEA. So I have that light. I place my phone on a little tripod and I record that way. And for apps, I use CapCut. I used to be the biggest hater on CapCut, but it is so good. I love it more than editing on TikTok. And I don't edit on TikTok unless I actually record in the TikTok app. So all of my videos, I usually record, like some of them I record in the TikTok app, but all of my other videos I record on the back camera. They do really well, and I edit them on CapCut. It's so easy, and I love the different like things you can do on CapCut. There's just so much more. And let's see what other questions we have. How do you think blowing up on social media has impacted your friendships? This is such a good question. So I am so whoa. Sorry about that. I'm so lucky to have such a good group around me that understand what I do and that don't like get mad at me for like not seeing them or like get mad at me for like not hanging out with them. Like I just can't do that anymore. And like I'm just very happy with the people that I have surrounded myself with in my life because they understand what I do. And they understand that I can't see them every week. And they understand that I might not even be able to see them every month. It's very hard with what I do. Like there's always things changing. There's always last minute plans. All of my brand trips are last minute. Like we find out a week or two before. So this industry and what I do is very, very last minute. You have to be on the ball with things. So sometimes I make plans with people and I'm going to have to cancel them because I'm either drained or I'm just like, girl, an event popped up. Like I can't see you. Like that's happened so much. Things that are out of my control. And a lot of my friends understand that. And I'm so glad for that because like I couldn't ask for anything more. And I'm just like, yeah, I just feel like it's important to have those people in your life and to understand that like your life has changed drastically. You know, like you went from being like, you know, just this person to now this person. Like your life has 180'd, right? In like the span of a year. So I love having people around me that understand that and like respect that and don't, what is it called? Like low maintenance friendships. That's what it is. I love a good low maintenance friendship. All of my friendships are low maintenance friendships and I love that. And those are the friendships that I need. I can't do the texting every day. I can't do the seeing every day. I can't do that. And I feel like also as we get older, that's very uncommon to do too. Like I feel like it's now common. Okay, like we make a date that's available for both of us. Let's go out for dinner and catch up. Like things like that, you know? I'm going to answer this really quick. Someone said, I'm such a private person, but I low-key want to be an influencer for the perks. Thoughts/advice. So it's very hard if you want to become an influencer for the perks because that is going to fade eventually. Like you're going to start getting these perks and all this stuff. And then you're going to be like, oh, I actually don't love this. Like I actually don't love having to put my face on camera every day, having to, you know, speak every day, having to show face at events, having to, you know, do this, and the third. So especially if you are a private person, because it's hard. You can be a private person on social media, but what I think is like the more that I've opened up with my audience and told them about my life, the more I've grown as a creator. So you have to be okay with being vulnerable with your audience. You have to be okay with telling your audience things about your life. I'm sorry. I don't know how people are like, oh, you don't have to tell like your audience about your life. So what the fuck is the point to have an audience if you're not going to tell them your life? I don't get that. To me, it's like, okay, I go on these dates. Yeah, I'm going to fucking tell you guys. Why the fuck would I not tell you guys? There's things going on in my life. I'm struggling with this. I'm going to tell you guys about it because why the fuck would I not tell you guys about it? I don't understand what the point of having an audience is if you're not going to fucking talk to them. I don't get that. So if you are a private person, I just don't know if social media is the proper route for you because you're going to have to be, even if you're not sharing all your private details on social media, you have to be vulnerable a little bit. So I don't know. Definitely think about that, but you shouldn't just do it for the perks because that, again, it will fade. I'm going to answer two more. Yeah. Someone said how to be more open going on dates after getting out of a 4-year relationship. So I think it took me like a year and a half to actually start going on dates after my 7-year relationship. So you just have to like go with your timing. Like I feel like you shouldn't be pressured on like, oh, okay, like I have to go on dates, like I have to find a new person, like I have to do this, I have to do that. Go with your own vibe. Like don't like listen to your friends also. Like if they're saying, oh my God, you have to go out, don't listen. Like whatever you feel like you need to do, that's fine. I took a year and a half and that's fine. You might take a year, you might take 5 months, you might take 2 months, you might take 2 years. Like it is all up to you. Everyone has their own personal journey with dating, with love, and you shouldn't feel pressured to feel more open, you know? Like I didn't have to feel pressured to be more open, but I will say that like, you know, getting Hinge and like setting up my profile and talking to people on Hinge was definitely something out of my comfort zone. One of my friends told me to set up an account and I was like, you know what? It's been a year and a half. Sure. Whatever. So I had to do something out of my comfort zone to see some sort of, you know, dates coming in and to go on dates. And then there was a while where I was on Hinge, yes, but like I wasn't going on dates because I was scared. But then I just started saying like YOLO, like what is the worst that could happen? And like, if anything, these are stories to tell you guys and life lessons. I'm going to find out what I love and what I want in my life partner and what I definitely don't want. And that to me is worth more than being scared to try it. Yeah, that's it for the podcast. I love you guys so much. Merch is going to be linked below. So make sure you get your merch, girl. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me. And I will see you guys in the next one.